Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Jar of Marble dwellers and Jar of Marble curious. My name is Linda and this is Jar of Marbles. Where are you, Bob?
I'm here.
That's good. We're so glad that you could join us today. And today we're going to talk a little bit about superstitions. Hello, unmet friends. How many of us are superstitious or know someone who is superstitious? And do you have some superstitions that still linger, that you still obey, just in case?
Yeah, that's me. I do things just in case.
My daughter told me the same thing the other day, that she will do certain things just in case. She doesn't want the curse to get her or the bad news to come, etc. So just in case. I thought that was really cute. It is somehow ingrained, not walking under that ladder, avoiding the path of a black cat, gasping in fear at the broken mirror, 7 years bad luck. How do we even know these things? 'Twas a part of our lives from way back, and some have simply remained. For good luck. Knock on wood. Knocking on wood to evoke tree spirit protection. If there's no wood, we knock our heads. Throwing salt over our shoulders.
Make sure it's your left shoulder.
Yeah, that's the rule. And why the left?
It's where the devil sits.
It is?
Apparently.
Oh, and the power for three, as in when something stops working, say the TV, then the microwave, and then we wait in glum anticipation for the third thing. But there's always a third thing.
Creepy.
Then there's don't leave your shoes on the table.
Surely that's a generally good idea.
Well, you'd think. Guests must enter the house through the front door, even if you typically use a different entrance on a daily basis. A friend's Irish grandmother, this was her superstition, and she still follows it to this day. That's the thing about superstitions. I wonder about the value of keeping the memory of someone alive by following a superstition that was not originally yours. Either way, it's very cute. Another with the entrance is your guest must leave the same entrance that they entered. Evil eye, bad juju and all that, sleeping with your feet facing the door, not closing the toilet seat. Friday the 13th, do not pass a knife or sharp object directly. Always put it down and let the other pick it up.
Why?
Well, if it's passed directly from hand to hand, then the friendship connection will be cut. Always say rabbit, rabbit at the beginning of every month for good luck. Itchy palms means money transfers. Left to leave, so in your left hand the money's going to leave you and in the right hand you're going to get some. If you spill salt, throw some over your shoulder.
Yeah, we know that one.
Washing hands or hair when you know someone is thinking bad of you. Wild birds trapped in house means there will be a death in the family. Opening the door at midnight at New Year's Eve to let the old year out and the new year in.
That's just flat out strange.
Well, yeah, I know. A hat on the bed is a sign of death. My beliefs are not superstitions. In my mind, they are actions in reply to happenings that seem to be natural and comforting sort of at the same time. Always say thank you when you go through doorways, for you've been brought from your past into your future. Never whistle at night. Never bring an old broom into a new home. Never rock a rocking chair.
Oh, God, fathers, why?
Well, apparently never rocking a rocking chair that doesn't have someone seated in it. You invite spirits to sit.
You were going to say parrots.
I was.
Yeah.
Good on you, Bob. Don't put your purse on the floor, for you'll never have money. Don't step on a crack.
Will you marry a rat?
That's right.
I saw a post the other day that said if you want a healthy and happy life, you need to avoid dickheads and carbohydrates.
Thanks for that, Bob.
Yeah, I think we'll all benefit from hearing this today.
Thank you, Bob.
Yeah, thank you.
More superstitions include do not launder on the 1st of January. So you can't do any of your washing on the 1st of January. Peacock feathers attract the evil eye. Such a shame because they're so beautiful. If you wear pearls, expect a tear for each pearl you wear. 1st of the month, blow cinnamon through your front door. In memory of my Aunt Kate, who was a wonderful seer/witch in Scotland. I just think of her, how she was absolutely, how would you say, no one really spoke to her because she had some very unusual gifts, and today she'd probably make a lot of money. But anyway, moving on. Bless you, Aunt Kate. A psychology study published in 2024 suggests that very few people show a complete lack of superstitious beliefs or practices. So why do we remain superstitious even though it is clearly irrational and could lead us astray? Well, it turns out superstitions can and may provide certain psychological psychological benefits. Cultural traditions, superstitions often have deep cultural roots. For example, you would have heard of the omission of the number 13 from buildings, and that remains quite common. Some structures skip the 13th floor entirely, making it or naming it 12A or housing infrastructure instead of apartments or offices. The belief that 13 is unlucky is linked to Christianity. Jesus Christ's Last Supper had 13 people, with Judas Iscariot, the 13th, betraying Jesus. Many superstitions stem from fear of the unknown. They provide a sense of control and reduce anxiety. During times of stress or uncertainty, like economic crises or conflicts, people tend to engage in superstitious behaviours more frequently. Then there's the psychological comfort. Superstitions can offer psychological well-being. Even if we know they're irrational, they provide a sense of security. For example, avoiding walking under the ladders or believing in lucky charms. Some superstitions are considered good because they rely on luck, and these rituals perhaps relieve anxiety and provide a little droplet of hope. Superstitions persist due to cultural heritage, psychological factors, and historical associations. Despite our modern understanding, they continue to shape our behaviour. And it wasn't really till I started researching and looking into it, I thought it was kind of so true.
So superstition, the good, the bad and the ugly.
What a blowout. We still and will continue to be superstitious, even if it is in jest. Superstition is a belief or practice that's not based on reason or knowledge, but on fear, ignorance or magic. Superstition involves the attribution of the ominous or supernatural significance to certain things, events or actions. And who are we to say it's not? But anyway, superstition is often considered irrational or false by those who do not share it. Well, there goes a bit of a surprise.
I'm not really surprised.
No, me neither. I will sometimes tap on wood just in case, my thoughts come true, the one that's not so great and the great thoughts, or I'll correct a statement like, that'll kill me, and immediately say, take it out of the law. Or if I hear a bang in the car engine as I'm driving down a highway, and then I might envision what I think it might be and say again, oh, take that out of the law. Now, that thinking comes from many, many years ago when it was just my 3 little girls and myself, and we had no family in our lives at all for years. And we lived in rural Australia, many miles to get to and from home, and somehow over many years, I never had any car problems, ever. And when I was worried about things going wrong with my precious cargo in the car, that is, my children, I would say, take it out of the law. And no matter what, I just never had car problems. I would see cars on the side of the road, broken down, the hood up, and I'd think, I never break down. And you know what? I didn't. But thank goodness, the powers that be. So I just say, take that out of the law.
Just in case?
Yeah, just in case. I just, without knowing, successfully cursed myself in as much as, and I do believe that I had to hold on to something to have faith in, because being on your own and being responsible for others' well-being could mean maybe not being suspicious per se, but maybe taking up beliefs that give you a sense of safety, simply because life can be scary at times. And interestingly, we never ran into any problems like being stuck on a dark back road in a broken down car. We never had things go wrong in that area, which could have. So I was just madly taking everything out of the law.
You bet. Yeah, I bet you will.
You betcha I was. I never walked across the path of a black cat. Never actually saw a black cat to actually walk across the pathway. But anyway, and saying bless you when someone sneezes. This practice dates back to the bubonic plague. People believed that sneezing expelled evil spirits, so saying bless you protected the sneezer. Wedding rings on the left ring finger. Ancient Egyptians believed that the vein in the left ring finger directly was connected to the heart. Hence, wearing wedding rings there symbolised eternal love. I remember my mother telling me that. I remember as a child asking her about her wedding ring, and she just came out with that little snippet of information. So it's an oldie. Superstitions, as we know them these days, are mostly about luck, attracting it and avoiding any signs that it may turn on us. Chances are that we regard them with slightly awkward cynicism, even if we still don't want to step on a crack or open an umbrella inside, just in case. In ancient societies, however, where the universe was seen as ruled by diverse gods and forces, superstitions were often personal tools to keep one's health, wealth, and family safe in a dangerous, potentially demon-ridden environment. In ancient Greece, Rome, Mesopotamia, and other cultures, and in some cases much more modern ones, you took omens and potential signs of calamity and chaos deadly seriously.
What about the horseshoe?
Well, some folk believe hanging a horseshoe with its ends pointing down was good luck on a doorknob or a wall. In a bedroom, it stopped nightmares, apparently. The belief comes from the 7 holes in the horseshoe, which is connected to good luck. And because it was made from iron, which supposedly can ward off evil spirits, so there you have it. In Hungary, it is believed if you eat in the corner of a table, you will have a problem finding a partner.
What about a rabbit's foot?
Well, if you believe the legends, rabbits are extraordinarily lucky. It can be traced back to the 7th century. The rabbit's supernatural luck can be exploited by shooting the rabbit in a cemetery and removing the left hind leg. Oh yes, and under a full moon.
Oh, that's all?
Yep, that's all. In Russia and other parts of Europe, it is believed that if you are pooped on by a bird, you will be very lucky. The more birds involved, the luckier you'll be.
Imagine that, a mad pooping session by many birds.
Yeah, imagine. Hashtag superstitions.
Superstition by Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, in Superstition, Stevie Wonder is preaching against the idea of being superstitious. And the way he defines this mode of thinking is as believing in things you don't understand. So Stevie was well aware of some of the popular superstitions of the day, which he addresses in the lyrics. These include walking under a ladder, the number 13, the breaking of a mirror, which are all considered to be unlucky considered to be unlucky incidences.
You right there, Pedal?
I'm right. But the way Stevie Wonder flips it is by basically making fun of such ideas. Thus, we have, for example, a fictional character who is a 13-month-old baby that broke the looking glass, and the result is apparently attracting the attention of the devil himself and a resultant 7 years of bad luck. I had a look at celebs to check out some of their superstitions. Lady Gaga is superstitious around sex. If you're not having sex with someone who really cares about you or who really loves you, they can screw up your energy, she said. I don't think that sounds unreasonable at all, actually. Keith Richards loves to eat shepherd's pie while on tour, but he insists on being the first person to break the crust. Heidi Klum supposedly carries a bag of her own baby teeth for good luck. Former Spice Girl Victoria Beckham, if she sees magpies, she salutes them. Apparently, saluting a magpie comes from the belief they bring bad luck, but that can be reversed if you salute them or say good morning to them. Well, I've been saying g'day to them for years. Not for that reason. I've just always felt compelled to speak to them. It's that nature girl in me.
Yeah, bit of a nature girl.
Yeah, can't be stopped. Can't be helped.
Right then.
Yeah, all our actions may trigger some, could inspire. Either way, it's all medicine. Just a chance to learn more about each other. And it's not right or wrong. It is personal, superstitions and all, I say. That's right.
Yes, absolutely.
That's right, Bob. As Publius Syrus said, each day is the scholar of yesterday.
Publius Syrus. Is that a fair income name? Sounds very Harry Potter to me.
Bob, it does. And yes, it is fair income.
Yeah, and the name Lance.
Yeah, what about it?
Lance isn't a very common name nowadays, but in medieval times, people were called Lance a lot.
Oh, good on you, Bob.
I was thinking about the term domestic housewife, and I was also thinking that it implies there are feral ones.
Well, I'll tell you what, that sounds like I've got a new goal. Yeah, I like that, and I like that a lot.
What about that inside-out clothes thing you say?
Oh, yeah. My mother told me that when you put a top, say, on backwards or your trousers inside out, that you're in for some good luck, but it has to be accidental. Interestingly enough, the suggestion of the good luck made you feel kind of lucky, like you instantly felt lucky. I recall rolling up to the gym, not realising that my gym pants were inside out, and that was okay, except all the docket and the tickets were all out on display. Oh, well, that's just how it goes, isn't it? So in our household, it was all girls, and superstitions just seemed to roll off the tongue, so to speak. And when you are interacting with each other, all these pearls of superstitious wisdom would just pop up. And really, it's not till you look back and realise, man, I'm guilty of passing on the superstitions that I was raised with. It's a thing. It seems a natural, accepted part of many families, many cultures. Hashtag superstitions. Blowing candles out on a cake. Little wee sticks of fire.
That's got to have a superstitious background from way back, surely.
Well, how about this, Bob? This superstition originates from a tradition that paid tribute to the goddess Artemis and was thought to be auspicious. The ancient Greeks would bake round cakes that symbolised the moon, while the candles represented the stars of the night sky. After making a wish and then blowing out the candles, the smoke would carry the message all the way to the heavens.
I knew it. I knew it'd be bloody weird.
Shush, Bob. Hey then, what about the groom not seeing the bride before they get married? The groom must not see the bride.
Why?
Well, look, it's just another superstition that is still popular even today.
Oh, godfathers.
The origin of this tradition likely came from a time when marriages were arranged and the future spouses had never seen each other. Thus, the groom was not allowed to see the bride in case they found her to be ugly and called off the wedding. Don't worry about if he had a face on him like a bag of bums anyway. This is also why brides used to wear veils to cover their faces.
Godfathers, that's so out there. So then what about the best man and the bridesmaids? That for the first time suddenly sounds really old and antique-like.
Ancient even.
Yeah?
During a marriage ceremony, a bride was supposed to stay on the left so that the groom's sword's hand is free. And on a similar note, a groom's best man is named such because he is the best man with a sword. And both of these aspects come in handy if a rival suitor comes armed and demands the bride instead.
Demands the bride instead. Crikey, Dex.
Yeah, well, they were pretty wild times. Likewise, bridesmaids used to wear the exact same dress as the bride herself, mostly as a way to confuse any would-be evil spirits or suitors that might have come to harm her.
Oh, yeah, right. The old confuse the old evil spirit trick.
Ever hear of holding your breath while driving near a cemetery? The practice of holding your breath while passing a cemetery is connected to various beliefs surrounding death and spirits.
I'd never have guessed.
Oh, shush, Bob. Some cultures believe that breathing near a cemetery could allow spirits to enter your body. So the practice could also relate to ancient taboos against inhaling the air of such a place considered to be filled with the kernels of death and decay. And over time, this cautionary act has evolved into a common superstition. I actually do vaguely remember as a child we'd be driving past a cemetery and all of us kids in the car would just hold our breath and be quite pleased with ourselves when we had successfully passed it. And did you know that middle names were invented as a form of spiritual protection? Since cursing someone requires a witch or sorcerer to know the victim's full name, on a similar note, spirits could only take control of someone if they knew your complete name. By keeping the middle name a secret or only used in formal and sacred ceremonies, individuals could protect themselves from evil forces. This is why even today many people are selective about who they share their middle name with. The idea that finding a penny brings good luck originates from ancient beliefs that metals had the power to protect against evil. In many cultures, metals, particularly iron and copper, were thought to ward off malevolent forces. A penny, being metal and bearing an official insignia, was considered a double symbol of protection and good fortune. This idea has evolved into the common saying, find a penny, pick it up all day long, you'll have good luck. I was raised with the finding of a penny to give to someone so that they would then have good luck. So there's also four-leaf clovers. They also represent luck, don't they? The belief in the luck bringing power of the four-leaf clover has Irish, Celtic origins and Druidic traditions. The four-leaf clover was considered a powerful protective amulet. Each leaf is set to represent something like hope, faith, love and luck, and finding one which is a rare occurrence given that most clovers only have 3 leaves is considered extremely lucky.
Oh, is this ever going to end?
You better be quiet, you.
Okay.
Unlucky number 17 in the country of Italy. In Italy, the number 17 is considered unlucky due to its representation in Roman numerals, which is XV11, which can be rearranged to spell VIXI, a word that in Latin means I have lived, but it is a euphemism for I am dead. Therefore, the number is associated with bad luck and mortality. You'll often find that buildings, including the Vatican, avoid having a room number 17, and some airlines skip row 17 on their planes. So, that's us, Bob. We're ready to go. Regardless, we are each a unique gift to the world. We're not designed to fit in or be like everyone else to be accepted. You are one of a kind, and I hope that you've enjoyed this week's episode about superstitions.
I did.
Oh, good. Good on you, Bob, because I did too. And I wish you a great weekend ahead, Bob.
Oh, thanks. You too.
And for all our listeners, say good day to the family for me. Give the snail a wave, and we'll see you next time, okay? All right, bye.
Bye.